Make every day your masterpiece then. Secret of your success, the secret of mine. Success is determined by what we do daily, and we've missed this all the time. I wrote a book called Today Matters. The reason I wrote the book Today Matters is because today matters. We over-exaggerate. Yesterday we just think we were amazing. Yesterday we weren't. Just trust me. Because when you're my age 71 you don't need to worry about it, you forget that. Other day I was in a car and Margaret looked at me, said, "John, we're forgetting everything." I said, "We kind of aren't we?" She said, "Let's do a plan." I said, "What's your plan?" She said, "You remember who we are, and I'll remember where we're going." Hey, it's working. It's really working. You got to divide it up a little bit. You got to divide enough. We over-exaggerate. Yesterday, hey, we overestimate tomorrow. Oh yeah, tomorrow, I'll get to that tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'll do that. Oh yeah, tomorrow. By the way, good intentions are worthless. Worthless, folks. When are you going to fall out of love with good intentions? They're worthless. Good intentions are worthless unless they lead to good actions. Nobody ever had their life changed by somebody hoping, thinking good intentions are not enough. I wrote a book, oh I know, maybe 8-10 years ago, called Put Your Dream to the Test. Okay, and it's just a good solid book, and in it the kind of the thesis that book was that the more valid reasons you have to accomplish a dream, the higher the odds are that you will. Now that's a powerful thesis. So I mean, there's no cotton candy here, there's no hype stuff here. Yes. And so I basically looked at what are the valid reasons to achieve a dream, and there were 10 of them. Okay, and then so I formed it in a way of questions, but the first question is your dream really your dream? And that's where we started, because can I tell you something? If your dream isn't really your dream, ain't go to work if it. And I tell people in this book, hey, the first dream we have isn't our dream, it's a parent's dream. My mom and dad, when I was 7, they thought I was going to be a musician, and so I'm taking piano lessons from the 7 years old to about 13. I wasn't any good. It wasn't your giftedness, it wasn't. I can't play the piano, I'm not very good at it. I'm not gifted, but it doesn't matter. I'm living their dream. So what I tell people all the time is we start off our life living someone else's dream, probably our parents. So what happens is a lot of people as adults, they never switch. So true, and so they're still living someone else's dream. And again, it's like a biblical analogy. It's King Earth David before he was king, putting on King Saul's armor. It's not fitting, and he's staggering around there. Well, I know a lot of people, they're putting on someone else's armor, and in there just aren't going to achieve, because it's not who they are. It's not their dream. The first thing I want you to know, that success is not a destination. Well, and if we all got our act together collectively and stop making things worse, because that's another thing people do all the time. Not only do they not do what they should to make things better, they actively attempt to make things worse, because they're spiteful or resentful or arrogant or deceitful or homicidal or genocidal, or all of those things all bundled together in an absolutely pathological package. If people stopped really trying just to make things worse, we have no idea how much better they would get just because of that. So there's this weird dynamic that's part of the existential system of ideas between human vulnerability, social judgment, both of which are our major causes of suffering, and the failure of individuals to adopt the responsibility that they know they should adopt. It isn't merely that your fate depends on whether or not you get your act together, and to what degree you decide that you're going to live out your own genuine being. It isn't only your fate, it's the fate of everyone that you're networked with. And so you think, well, there's 7 billion people in the world, we're going to peak at about 9 billion by the way, and then it'll decline rapidly. But 7 billion people in the world, and who are you? You're just one little dust mote among that 7 billion, and so it really doesn't matter what you do or don't do. But that's simply not the case. It's the wrong model, because you're at the center of a network. You're a node in A network, of course, that's even more true now that we have social media. You'll know 1,000 people at least over the course of your life, and they'll know 1,000 people each, and that puts you one person away from a million and two persons away from a billion, and so that's how you're connected, and the things you do there. Like dropping a stone in a pond, the ripples move outward and they affect things in ways that you can't fully comprehend, and it means that the things that you do and that you don't do are far more important than you think, and so if you act that way, of course, the terror of realizing that is that it actually starts to matter what you're doing. You might say, well, that's better than living a meaningless existence, it's better for it to matter, but I mean, if you really asked yourself, would you be so sure if you had the choice? I can live with no responsibility whatsoever. The price I pay is that nothing matters, or I can reverse it and everything matters, but I have to take the responsibility that's associated with that. It's not so obvious to me that people would take the meaningful path. When you say, well, nihilists suffer dreadfully because there's no meaning in their life, and they still suffer. Yeah, but the advantage is they have no responsibility, so that's the payoff, and I actually think that's the motivation. Say, well, I can't help being nihilistic, all my belief systems have collapsed. It's like, yeah, maybe you've just allowed them to collapse, because it's a hell of a lot easier than acting them out, and the price you pay is some meaningless suffering, but you can always whine about that and people will feel sorry for you, and you have the option of taking the pathway of the martyr, so that's a pretty good deal, all things considered, especially when the alternative is to bear your burden properly and to live forthrightly in the world. Well, why try to take on this much responsibility? Why develop yourself to the full? Why try to become all that you can possibly become? Why try to earn as much as you can earn, share as much as you can share, develop every skill you possibly can, see every human you possibly can, go to every class you possibly can, touch everybody you possibly can? Why do that much? Why go that far? Why share that much? Why give that much away? Why try to see everything? Why try to do everything? Why try to become everything? That's a good question. Why? And you're the only one personally that can answer that question for yourself. You've got to have your own list of whys. Work on your list of why. One of the big thrusts for success is to come up with a strong enough why in leadership training. Here's what we learn: if the why is powerful, the how is easy, but if the why isn't strong, if your goals aren't powerful, if the vision isn't clear, the old prophet said, without a vision we die. Without a vision we perish. Without a dream we're nothing. From the movie The Professionals. From the movie The Professionalism said, we joined because we believed, we stayed because we were committed, we left because we were disillusioned, but we came back because we were lost. Without a dream, we are nothing. I'm asking you to sit down with your family and develop a dream strategy. I'm asking you to make a list of what you want. What kind of health do you want? What kind of skills do you want? What kind of income do you want? What kind of gifts do you wish to bestow? What kind of power would you like to have? What kind of influence would you like to have? I'm asking you to go home and work on the why. I'm asking you to have a vision. Now here's number 2. Here's another good answer to why. It's the second question: why not? Why not see how much you can earn? Why not see how much you can learn? Why not see how many skills you can develop? Why not see what kind of person you can become? Why not see what kind of influence you can have? Why not see how many people you can rescue from oblivion? I want you to establish some of your goals.